What's going on, everybody? I'm Coach Mike, and this is the Strength Coach Thoughts podcast. Before we get started, if you like these headbands that I wear that are like four or five C thick headbands, but they are very thin in material, but thick where it matters. You know what I'm talking about. Use the code Coach Mike at checkout with Vertical Athletics. They are active cooling headbands. So as they get wet, you're able to wring them out, shake them around a little bit, and then they will actively cool on your head. They are amazing. They help keep me warm in my 100-degree garage while I work out, or keep me cool, excuse me, while it's warm in my 100-degree garage while I work out. Additionally, before we get started, just for summertime, I have our classic lemonade C4 energy drink, which you can use code Coach Mike 311 at checkout with C4 Energy. Cheers. Never fails. All right. So make sure you go do that. Anytime you buy C4, go to the website. Use code Coach Mike 311 for your discount on your C4 products or your Cellucor products in general. Now, today's topic has been a topic I've been talking about. It's kind of come up all week with my clients at work. I do work at a big box commercial gym, so I'm one of those trainers now. But it's along that conversation, right? My last week's episode was what can private sector and SNC learn from each other? This week's episode is piggybacking off that a little bit, but also you'll find out as I talk. So I've talked on here before about RFK's Make America Healthy Again policy and how, maybe he's not hitting the right targets we would like, but he's at least getting the conversation going. And the health and wellness community, we should at least try to support as much as possible. Now, he's gone a little more radical lately. No, raw milk is not good for you. Getting rid of all vaccines is not a good choice. And I will argue with that till we're blue in the face. Pasteurization is not a bad thing. You need to pasteurize milk because that's why everybody's getting sick with drinking the raw milk, people. Use your brain. Use some damn common sense. There's no argument that raw milk is better for you or worse, or is better for you than pasteurized milk. All right? Any dairy product, pasteurized. Pasteurization is literally just bringing the product up to temperature to boil off the bacteria and then cool it down. There's nothing bad about that. All right? So all these grifters and influencers on these programs or on these platforms here, don't listen to them and shut the hell up if you are one of them. Like, you're an idiot. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today. What I am talking about today is in the realm of making America healthy again. And this is going to be a really, really hot take. If we are truly trying to make America healthy again, the first step, in my opinion, is deprivatizing healthcare, fitness, wellness, anything in that world. What I mean by deprivatize it is, again, I work at big box corporate gym, right? I just saw an article of another big box corporate gym is being sued by the FCC because it's almost impossible to cancel your membership with them. It's the membership process is predatory. If you buy personal training or buy any services with it, it's predatory. Everything about the fitness industry is predatory right now because it's unregulated. Same with training, right? So how many people can come on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or whatever and say, oh, I'm a trainer. And then they start giving you advice that's going to get you hurt, sick, or killed. But it's not, there's no regulation to it. If you decide to follow their advice, that's on you, and there's no repercussion to the person that gave you that advice, right? So because of the non-regulation of the fitness industry, it's largely inaccessible to the people that need it the most. And what I mean by that is, like, I do, we sell personal training at my gym. Like, that's what I do as a I'm a trainer. And a lot of the people that need the training are in the position they're in because they have medical issues, but they also are low intelligence, low skill, so they aren't working a good job, right? They don't have income coming in order to be able to afford healthy foods, afford, you know, car payments worth of personal training every month on top of a membership. We have turned our health and wellness, and I mean the medical model with insurance and just the scams that are happening behind the scenes with that. I mean, just like doctors not having a clue what stuff costs, so they just charge what they think it is, and insurance says no, it's going to cost this, and people know it's going to cost that, so they just raise the rates anyway. Like, it's everything is a scam within the health and wellness industry, just to make the people at the top a little bit more money, so they could buy another house or another yacht or another car, or whatever have you. And that's all it is. The fitness industry, right? All these commercial gyms are just being bought out by private equity, and the people that buy out the gyms just build them up as fast as they can to build equity, and then sell them off to private equity so they can make their money and move on. Which capitalist America, I'm all about that. Have fun, get your money. But when we are talking about making America healthy again, if we just cannot have affordable access to high quality, nutritious food, high quality personal training or strength and conditioning or medical supervised cardiac rehab, whatever you want to call it, affordable care of medical care, affordable, like, basic rights as a human being to be healthy and live as healthy as you can for a long time. And we're stripped of those rights because people want to make money. And that's what I'm saying by deprivatizing health and fitness. Now, I served in the military. I got my Marine Corps flag right there. I was a paramedic for 5 years. I have done more than enough service to this country. I am all about the capitalism, the democratic experiment this country is running. That being said, not everything needs to be capitalized. Not everything needs to be privatized. The fire department, right? If your house burns down, you don't pay the fire department to come to your house and put the fire out. That's paid through the city, through taxes, whatever, or volunteer base. Um, that is a socialist concept. What I'm advocating for is health and fitness become socialized, where they fall under a state or city or whatever government system, and the employees of that building, of that gym, let's talk about what YMCA's used to be, nonprofit. They were run by, cities, and the people in there were employees of the cities and whatever. So, like, it was a place where people could come and do fitness. And then it got bought out, became privatized, and now you're paying hundreds of dollars just for a, nonsense membership there. So, that's what I mean, is like there's no area anymore. There's no community centers anymore. There's nowhere you can go and walk in for free and play basketball. There's nowhere you can walk in and for free get higher quality, fitness advice, nutrition advice, stuff like that. And yes, I understand people need to make money. People need to get paid. People have bills to pay. 100%. Um, but that's where that model falls in, is the city, the state, the federal government, whatever, is paying these trainers, let's say, salaries, right? And that's they're salary trainers, and the cost to the client is free. There is no cost to the client. They come in, say, I want some training. You set up a schedule with them, and you are on salary, so you're working the hours you work, and you fill up clients, and it's no cost to the client. And now the client can get healthier, even if they can't afford it. There's no cost to it. They get healthier, which then in turn lowers their medical risk, which then in turn eases the burden on the medical system, which then in turn provides more workforce for the country, because we have healthier people that can do more. And cognitive function improves. Like, every metric of life and vitality improves. So this kind of came up middle of the week, right? Like the old adage of if you had $1 million, right? Now we know $1 million doesn't go anywhere today. So let's say if I had a steady flow of $1 billion, right? Like some of these tech people and business owners, right? What would I do with it? What would I do if I won the lottery and whatever, right? And my answer is pretty simple. I would build a gym, right? I would build a gym that checks as many boxes as I can. I would have platforms for Olympic lifting, powerlifting, whatever, athletic performance. I would have a athletic area, whether it's a turf space, basketball court. I mean, a steady flow of $1 billion, like let's say a year. Yeah, I'm throwing turf fields in. I'm throwing basketball courts in. I'm making a sports complex, right? I am paying all my trainers and coaches their salary that is livable with benefits. I am not 1099ing them. I'm not doing anything weird like that. I am paying them a livable salary, not even livable, a salary that they can pay their bills and still like go enjoy life with. Provide full benefits as they see needed, and then provide free services to everybody that comes in. That's what I would do if I had $1 billion, steady flow, whatever. Um, Now, how would I make money off that? Apparel, supplements, stuff like that. Sure. That is stuff that should be extra because supplements are in addition to a diet, right? So if they have free training or free or low cost access to better health and better fitness, then they should theoretically have a little bit more money to be able to go buy, you know, healthier groceries and try to check the boxes that way. Um, but that's another opportunity where I would probably try to work in like a dietitian or uh, some certified nutritionist or something along those lines. I'm in Texas, so um, I don't really technically need a dietitian to give dietary advice. Here, it's just if you're certified. I mean, really anybody can give dietary advice in Texas outside of a hospital setting. So, um, but I would probably have a couple of nutritionists on staff, and then one or two sleep mental performance experts, kind of following the holistic approach that the Army's trying to do, the military setting is doing, the college sector is trying to catch up to. But provide athlete training, provide weightlifting, powerlifting, general population fitness, all basic services free of charge, and then this is where advanced services could potentially be charged. So and this is something that obviously I don't have a business plan for, and I can create a vision of. This was just a conversation with one of my clients this week of like, if you had all this money, what would you do? And that was my answer was I would provide free training in a gym that I build for people. And that would be my contribution to making America healthy again. That would be my contribution as Dr. Mike on how do I give back to my field. Whether that is it's free training and now it's contingent on research. So maybe I'm running research studies out of there and I could fund it through grant money. Um, Maybe it's, I'm some way I'm giving back, but a way that I can give back and increase the health and wellness and quality of life for America, for Americans. Um, and yes, I could nonprofit. Yes, I could do all this other stuff, but I shouldn't have to find loopholes in order to be able to help people. And that's kind of what we're running into is I know I alluded to the money and people wanting to make their money and profiting and everything. But I mean, privatizing healthcare was the worst thing we could have done. Hospitals now are based on revenue generation, not on clients. Like physical therapy clinics are now switching to cash-based models, and insurance companies are trying to find ways to block that. Like privatizing healthcare was the worst thing we could do, and we've only gotten sicker as healthcare has become privatized. Fitness has always been privatized, but it's getting more and more costly to take care of your health. And that's where I think it's just such a missed opportunity that if we truly care about the health and wellness and well-being of Americans, and we truly, the gym I'm at talks about changing lives. If we truly care about changing lives, why are we extracting every penny out of people, and we're changing their lives, but like, fuck, man, like, I'm having people show me bank accounts and say this is all I have left, and they're trying to buy training with everything they have left, and they don't know how they're going to pay bills. Like, why is that the situation we're putting people in? Like, it should not be that situation for health and wellness. It should not be that situation just to take care of your health, to live longer, to live healthier. Like, we should not be there as a society. We are in a corrupt, greedy society right now where they want to profit off of our sickness, suffering, obesity. Like, if people are healthier, they're not eating fast food as much, and then fast food sales tank. So of course, McDonald's and all them are trying to keep us as fat as possible, so we keep coming back to them. And then the doctors that are on that their default answer is medicine. Like, I talked to a doctor a couple of years ago, a different state, but they told me they're not allowed to prescribe diet and exercise. That's not a prescription. Like, they can't bill that. So they have to prescribe medicine because that's what the hospital can bill on. So they're prescribing these toxic poisons that we're putting in our body sometimes. That, depression, right? Some depression medication is some of the worst things you could put in your body. We know this. This is science. This isn't even me just like, this isn't anti nothing. This is science. Some of those depression medicines are some of the worst things. The side effects are worse than depression. Yet they are prescribed so vastly and so easily, where we have research and we know diet and exercise reverse depression. It helps release endorphins for feeling better. It changes the chemistry of our body and our brain. So whether we think depression is just being sad or depression is a chemical makeup of our brain, we can change that with diet and exercise. The problem with that is the people that make the depression medicine don't make money if you diet and exercise. The doctor doesn't get his trip to Aruba or whatever from the medical company, from the pharmacy company, if he doesn't sell enough units of that medicine. So it's we are in a system that is designed to keep us sick and fat and lazy and unhealthy. And I jokingly said I would open up that gym and I'd be open for maybe 6 months before I had a army of lawyers trying to litigate against me from the big box corporate gyms and whoever else, because there's some legal loophole that I could not provide free training out of something. I don't know if that's true, but I that was kind of a joke I made, because that's where we're at. Is the gym I'm at is all about profit, and it's to the point where, like, I don't believe we're trying to change lives. I believe we're trying to change lives as long as you pay us to do that. And it's one of those of, like, I truly want to help people. I truly want to help people be healthy and live longer. I got into exercise science because I was a paramedic, and I saw the back end of that. I saw people in nursing homes that couldn't even get up. They couldn't even stand up straight. They were so wasted away, and they were just waiting to die. And I thought there was surely a way that I could help fix this in the front end. If I can help older people or help people in general live healthier, build better bone density, better muscle density, get through all the pseudoscience grifter crap that's on social media nowadays, and just teach them the basics and the fundamentals and what is truly important for their health, then maybe I could offset that back end of people that are just flooding nursing homes that can't even function. Um, and I'm so disappointed to see the state of health and fitness in this capitalist society that we're in, um, and just how far it's spiraled. I mean, what's stopping me from doing it now? I have a family to support. I got bills to pay. I don't have money in my bank to be able to just not work anymore and just train people for free. Um, and that's the sad part. It's like fitness is not really even recognized by the medical community. And that's because we're unregulated again, right? Like anybody can go get some BS NASM certification overnight. You just pay them their money, and you take their test, and you're a certified trainer, and you can do that in a weekend. Um, because of that, yes, there are a ton of bad trainers. Anybody can go on social media and call themselves a fitness expert or a trainer or whatever term they want to come up with, and then spout some nonsense on there. So then when medical professionals or political professionals or whoever, or strength and conditioning professionals, I'm not excluding myself from this. Like I still look down on that stuff. Like I'm still a strength and conditioning professional. I'm still, I study strength and conditioning. I coach strength and conditioning. I coach weightlifting. um I do all of that still. And yes, I look down on that group because like it is such an easy avenue into it, because it's unregulated. And until it's regulated, until somebody comes down and says this is a medical practice, as a trainer, as somebody who coaches exercise, right? We are working with obesity, we're working with chronic diseases, we're working with disabilities, be that arthritis in the joints, musculoskeletal disorders, neurological disorders. We are working with those clients in a physical setting, and we are eliciting physical, psychological, hormonal, we are changing their bodies. Fitness is a medical practice. Unfortunately, we're in the dark ages of fitness right now where, you know, back before medicine and becoming a doctor was regulated, anybody was just grabbing cadavers and slicing them open in their basements in London or whatever. That's where we're at with fitness today. Is any Joe Schmo who's touched a weight before can teach people how to work out. Air quotes. So until, and I know I've talked about this before on this podcast, and I'm sorry to keep being a broken record, but until we're regulated, until something comes about that sets a standard of professionalism for this field, we're going to keep being a laughing stock to the medical community, which means we're never going to get to the point where we're able to truly make a change in this country in the fitness of America. That's still going to be left on the researchers and the experts, the teachers that are underpaid, the PE teachers. That's going to be left there, where the fitness, where the gyms that people are paying memberships to go to the gym are largely going to remain unregulated and unchecked and spouting out BS and pseudoscience until something happens where it's a licensure, it's a regulatory body. I don't know what it is. But until that, whatever it is, happens, we are never going to be taken seriously by the medical community, largely, as a whole. Um, and we're going to continue to be undervalued. We're going to continue to be looked at as just the people in the gym. It's not that important. Even though we know fitness and nutrition are the most important factors to living a long, healthy life. So, what's the point of this episode today? I have no clue. I think the point is we need to get away from the greed and get back to truly wanting what's best for each other. Um, I don't know if we're ever going to get there. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not saying socialist, capitalist, or communist ideas are the best, but not everything does need to be privatized. Healthcare, basic human rights should not be privatized or politicized. Do I see an end in sight? No, no shot in hell. The medical system and the fitness system is so embedded into um, privatization, whatever you want to call it, that it would take an act of God to come in and overthrow that. And even still, it would take years of litigation and congressional stuff to basically deprivatize that health and wellness, health and fitness world. And then coming up with a model of how to actually provide it for, free or through taxpayers or whatever, and do it in a way that, it's not increase. We're not paying for it through taxes. We're instead of just paying for it through membership. So I don't know what the answer is, but I thought this would be a good topic to talk about since it was kind of prevalent throughout the week with my clients about talking to me about this. And I kind of thought it was a good cue of, if you had $1 billion, what would you do with it? And that I would open a gym and provide free training and comfortable wages for my coaches and trainers. Um, and I don't think that's crazy to ask. I don't think that's crazy to say. I don't think health and fitness should be privatized. I think it really should be a socialized commodity. It should be high quality too. I'm not saying it's socialized and then you get, like the VA, where the VA is some of the worst healthcare you're ever going to see. I don't think it should be something like that. I think there should be some incentive to attract high quality trainers, coaches, doctors, whatever, into the health and fitness realm of socialized health and fitness, where that should almost be the pinnacle rather than the starting point. So I'm Coach Mike. This has been Strength Coach Thoughts Podcast. As always, make sure you use code Coach Mike with Vertical Athletics for your headbands. Code Coach Mike 311 with C4 Energy. And if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below what you would do with the $1 million or $1 billion or whatever. And leave a comment too if you think, like, if there's anything I'm missing or, if I'm off base here, if I'm missing points or whatever. Just, I'd love some discussion in the comments to see where everybody's at with this and if there's any ideas or anything like that. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 200 subscribers, so that's awesome. I'm not really promoting this channel as much, so the fact that it's still growing organically is awesome. So stay tuned for some Patreon stuff and whatever else I can come up with to start being able to sell my programs and try to provide service to you guys more than just my conversation. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.